All right, man, we are here and we are live, ladies and gentlemen, coming to you from the world of YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. We are the Real to Sports Podcast, and welcome to another episode of the Real to Sports Talk Show. And today we are going to talk a little bit of NBA. We got a little bit of NBA for you guys on this Saturday, man. We got a little bit of NBA. And we got some NFL, of course, some of the hottest NFL news for you right here. And don't forget, man, you are the audience. You can chime in on the live chat and be part of the show. Please chime in, get your comments in live on the show, man. Whatever you got, whatever you want to say, I will post it. All right, man. All right, the show, we are ready to go. We hope you're ready because the show is about to begin. Right here, right now, on the Real to Sports Podcast. We thank you guys for being here with us on this glorious Saturday afternoon, wherever in the world you are right now. Go ahead and hit that thumbs up. Go ahead and hit that thumbs up for us, man. You first timers, you do the same. Hit that subscribe button and turn on that bell for all notifications, man. Why? Because you belong right here on the Real to Sports Podcast, man. And follow us on Twitter at Real to Sports, and you can join our Facebook group, sports group that's 24 hours, 7 days a week, and it's called the Real to Sports Group. Ran by these two brothers right here. So now please allow me to introduce you to the whole effing show. The whole effing show, man. I got the vice president, I got the president, I got the executive branch right here. I got the executive branch of the Real to Sports Group right here, sitting in front of me, live in front of the world. All right, representing America's team. They are the 5-time Super Bowl champion. We them boys. They are the Dallas Cowboys. It's my fishing partner, and you better not cross the street. Wall Street is back in the building.
What's going on, people? I hope everybody is having a beautiful Saturday afternoon. Glad y'all tuning in. Hope we put on a good show for you.
Let's go. Steady drip, baby. Steady drip.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, man. Mr. President is in the building. He's part of the Silver and Black Attack, the Autumn Wind, the 3-time Super Bowl champion, the Las Vegas Raiders. He is the Lou Gehrig and Cal Ripken of the Real Sports Podcast, an Oklahoma State's alumni. He is a heel. He's a heel. Charlotte Hornets. I got these two Buzz fans up in here. It's Young Mark.
You already know. Happy to be with you all again. And y'all know how we get down over here. Thou shalt not mess with the Charlotte Hornets. Actually, G.
That's right.
Oh, man. Oh, okay. We'll go to the live chat real quick. Shadid.
What's happening?
Shadid.
What's up?
That boy
Ready, Red.
Shadid poured in about 15 crappy, host.
Yes, sir. I'm ready, baby. My pose is ready. Yes, sir.
Ready,
Red, man. What's up, boy?
I ain't
We
seen
see
Ready
Ready
Red.
Red in a minute, man. Ready Red. Oh man,
Good to
Ready
see you.
Red out there in Texas, man. Ready Red.
He must be a Cowboy fan.
Yeah, he a Cowboy.
He
man.
is.
There you
He
go.
is.
Yeah. There she go.
Miss
There
Jones.
she go. Miss
What up,
Jones.
sis?
We're gonna call her Lou Garrett. Well, she here every show.
Hey, we appreciate it. Hail to the Commanders, right?
Don't
Don't
say
do that, Mark.
Hey,
Miss
man.
Jones is in the building.
I got beef with that team, but I ain't got no beef with Miss Jones. She one of the peoples.
Right. Miss Jones here every single show. Every
She
single
a
show.
proud member of the Real to Sports podcast family.
You ain't lied, bro. You ain't lied. I'm telling you. Also, man, we want to thank every 2,340 subscribers, man. 2,340. We have increased 36 new subscribers in the past month, and we appreciate every single subscriber out here in the supporting the Real to Sports podcast, man.
No doubt.
Appreciate you guys supporting some broke folks. We broke podcast. Funny. I hate that name. The Commanders?
Yeah.
Oh, he said, I'm from Dallas, man.
Hey.
Yeah, he in Dallas all day.
Dope. Really red.
Yeah, Red Cowboys, man. Ready Red, matter of fact,
She
man.
should hate her team more than she hate the Commander's name. You know what I mean? Just the performance that the team put out there on the field. She should hate
Oh
that.
Lord, here we go.
Just saying.
Oh man, boy, I know it's a war at Thanksgiving for y'all, boy.
Man, you don't trust me, host. You don't want to be at a Thanksgiving dinner table with a bunch of Commanders fans, bro.
Oh, really?
Don't do it.
Oh yeah,
Don't
that's
do
right.
it.
Your people up there.
Don't do it.
Imagine though, because I think one year the Cowboys did play the Redskins.
Yeah.
The Washington team.
RG3 was a quarterback too.
Yeah, I remember that, man. Oh man, that's crazy. Oh man, that is crazy. Not the Commodores.
The Commodores.
That's right, man. We're gonna get more subscribers. It's coming. It's coming. If I had to get on a plane and go to China and Australia and knock on everybody's door, I had to give me Google Translate and say, subscribe. Right? I gotta do it, bro. I got to do it.
Yeah.
All right, man. We got some USFL. We got some USFL news. That's right, man. We go all over, except for soccer and baseball. But we got some USFL coming, man, and we got the news coming from our very own, the Cal Ripken and Lou Gehrig of the podcast. We got On the Mark right here on the Real to Sports podcast.
On the Mark with Young Mark is brought to you by the Real to Sports podcast.
All right, appreciate that, host. Ladies and gentlemen, good to be back with y'all again. Y'all ain't think we was done talking about football, did you? Come on now, y'all should know better than that. It's time to go ahead and dive into the USFL, the second spring league in the United States of America. Without any further ado, we're going to get into it. And what better way to start off our USFL coverage this year than with the rematch of the USFL championship game from last year. We had the Philadelphia Stars taking on the Birmingham Stallions. And for those of you all who don't know, they played in the championship game last year. Philadelphia lost, unfortunately, after their starting quarterback, Chase Cookus, broke his leg during the game. And Birmingham went on to win. So this year they out for revenge. They felt like they got robbed of the championship last year, and I got to give Philly credit. They played a damn near perfect game. Chase Cookus finished the day 20 of 32, 265 yards and 3 touchdown passes. But believe it or not, it wasn't enough. Birmingham just had the will to win. Shout out to Mr. Davis. They just would not go away. And despite turning the ball over multiple times, Birmingham went on to win the game on a go-ahead touchdown by former Seattle Seahawks draft pick, Alex McGough. Shout out to him. He finished the day 24-35, 333 yards and 3 touchdowns of his own. He was pretty much on fire. The real MVP of this game was the big uglies, the offensive linemen up front. Anybody who knows football know, like, quarterback is very important, but if the quarterback ain't got no protection, you ain't got no offense. And when I tell you Birmingham's offensive line was giving Alex McGough all the time in the world, he could have smoked a brisket the way he had protection back there. I kid you not. He was finding open receivers all over the field and protecting the football for the most part outside of a couple of fumbles. So really good game. We had offensive fireworks. We had defense stepping up, making plays. Just Philadelphia just didn't have enough gas in the tank on defense to stop Birmingham from pulling it out. So right now, Philadelphia is 4-4. They are currently leading the North Division, and Birmingham is leading the South. Right now, it's 6-2. Last week, the South swept the North in all their head-to-head matchups. Not a single team from the North won last week. So now that we covered that game, I got to thinking, man. We got my man Mystery Sauce out there in France. So, the Real to Sports podcast. We all over the world. We global. So why not take On the Mark global to another place in the world where they speak some French? Going on up north to Canada, cover the CFL and the Canadian Football League real quick. I had to show them some love, man, because the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, man, they one of the most dominant teams in the Canadian Football League. They've been to 3 straight Grey Cups. That's the equivalent of the Canadian Super Bowl. They've been in the last 3 consecutive ones, winning 2 out of the 3. And they put their name to the test this past Friday night, living up to their Blue Bombers nickname. Shout out to their quarterback, man. The quarterback of the Blue Bombers, oh my God, did he light it up. And I'm just going to give you his first quarter stats alone, and I'm going to be done with it. In the very first quarter of the game, very first game of the season, this man went 9 of 11, throwing for 189 yards and 2 touchdowns, as Winnipeg went on to beat the Hamilton Tiger Cats with a final score of 42-31. Shout out to Hamilton. They were getting it pretty good in the first half. They kept turning the ball over. Winnipeg was throwing it all over the yard. They couldn't be stopped. But Hamilton still showed a lot of fight and made it a very interesting game, generating some turnovers of their own. But at the end of the day, it was too little too late, and Winnipeg went on to win. Winnipeg, they finished the day going 21-31 through the air and had 21 catches by a couple of different receivers, and finished the day with 478 total yards of offense. So it was a straight bombardment by Winnipeg. So shout out to them. And shout out my man Vernon Adams, former University of Oregon quarterback. He led the BC Lions to a pretty darn good win on opening day as well. They won their game against the Stampeders in a very good game. Calgary went down 25-15 behind Vernon Adams. Yeah, the Calgary Stampeders. Doug Flutie used to play for them. They're a pretty darn good team up in Canada.
The name sucks.
Oh Lord, he would have found Luis Perez at the CFL for host.
Stampeders.
Yeah, man.
Surprised they don't play with all that.
Yeah,
fire up there.
right. It's a wildfire up there. It's crazy.
But actually, the skies are clear in the games that I saw, believe it or not.
Okay.
But shout out to my man Vernon Adams, man. He straight lit it up. He went 12 of 14, 151 yards and 2 touchdowns in the first half. So the theme of the football this week was good quarterback play, and there was a lot of it between the Canadian Football League and the United States Football League. So the grind don't stop, y'all. I've been watching football nonstop since September of 2022, and here it is, June 2023.
Still.
And I've had continuous football every month, so we're going to keep covering it. Y'all keep coming back for more, and that's it for this week of On the Mark. Back to you, host.
On the Mark with Young Mark is brought to you by the Real to Sports podcast.
We are in Canada.
Canada. Got to go all over the world, man. Pimping all over the world.
All over the world. With Stampeders?
Yeah, the Calgary Stampeders.
Stampeders?
Yeah, I was
Y'all in the live chat. Tell me what y'all think about the Calvary Stampeders. What
they
y'all
got a
think about
Mustang is the team logo.
Just as bad as the Commanders. It's
that
on
shit,
par.
I mean, in Canada, you got the Alouettes, you got the Edmonton Elks, you got the Red Blacks, the Tiger Cats. Some pretty interesting names up there.
The Tiger Cats, that's terrible.
That's terrible too. Good Lord. Who's naming these teams?
Well, the Canadian Football League has been around for over 100 years, so
Wow.
most of the team names haven't changed. The only one that has was the team in Ottawa, Canada. They recently changed their name to the Red Blacks. So,
God damn. Red Blacks.
hey man,
Woo, Lord.
Terrible.
Ready Red said, how y'all feeling about Jimmy G? Hey, he's my quarterback.
I feel no way about Jimmy. I have no feelings for Jimmy.
He's my quarterback. That's all I can say, bro. That's all I can say. I'm not Mark Davis. Did he make a dumb decision? We'll find out soon. But I mean, as far as I know, he's my quarterback. So Joe, what up, So Joe? Jimmy G.
what's going on?
Ready Red. He said Jimmy G's a winner. He's a winner, but can he win with us?
That is true now.
No, the real question is, will he be our quarterback?
Will he?
Because if he don't pass that physical, we get to cut him without paying him. So
and
we gonna see.
With no grease.
Yeah. I think Jimmy G gets a bad rep.
You do?
He's my quarterback.
I mean, to a certain extent, man. I was
He's coming from a Dallas fan. Holy smokes!
Hey, look, he done got this team further than Dak got us.
Yeah, he won a Super Bowl. He won a Super Bowl.
Yeah,
He ain't win. He got there.
I'll take that right now.
Yeah, I'll take that too. We went to the Super Bowl at least. Yeah, I stick my chest out and say it. Well, I made it off, but I win.
hey, host, at least we went this millennium, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
a lot of teams can't say that.
Yeah, that's what them stinking Eagle fans. That's what they say right now.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Street, it could be worse. You could be the Jets and you haven't been since the 60s. So
yeah, it could be worse. Like I said, I always tell everybody, I got to see our 3 Super Bowls, so I'm good. That's more than some people get in a lifetime.
Facts.
There you go. Nah.
I got fat early. I got fat off Super Bowls early. Yeah.
Hey, Street, mark my words. I could have had more if Jerry Jones wouldn't have made that bad decision, bro.
I agree.
Yeah.
That's why you don't mess with former Oklahoma State head coaches now. You don't mess with Oklahoma State. It's gonna come back to bite you.
And then you turn around and draft Quincy Carter.
One of the worst draft picks ever.
Yeah, man, hell yeah. That was terrible.
Worse than Tony Mandridge?
And after that, he ain't drafted another black quarterback until Dak Prescott. After that, he had his field.
And he ain't really all that with us. He kind of, he got a little remix in him. But
he ain't lying.
Y'all will like him. Mark my words. Pun intended.
I feel like I am. I just need him to make it to week 1. If he makes it to week 1,
hell yeah,
I'll welcome him with open arms.
Man, that's my dude. I love Jimmy G. Jimmy G, love you, bro. You my quarterback. Just don't F up.
Please
and
don't.
DC down there in New Orleans, man. Still rooting for you, brother. Still rooting for old DC. All right, man. We got the numbers. Y'all, everybody place your bets. Place your bets, man. Place your bets. Place your bets, man. We got Sports Street News coming up to you right now.
Sports Streets News is brought to you by the Real to Sports Podcast.
All right, host. It's looking like, folks, my pick from the beginning, the Denver Nuggets, it's looking like they're going to go ahead and do what I said they were going to do. Win this NBA title. I hate to blow my own horn, host, but if I don't do it, who will? You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna blow my own horn today. But Denver Nuggets look like they're gonna do. They dispatched the Miami Heat last night, 105-98. They went under. The line was 211. They went under. Ended up with 203. The game for coming up, I think it's this Sunday, if I'm not mistaken. Sunday. Sunday.
That was Monday.
Maybe Monday.
Yeah. I'm on it. Hold up.
Okay.
But the game coming up, the Nuggets are favored. They're a 9.5-point favorite in this game.
The Nuggets are 9.5?
Yeah, the Nuggets are a 9.5-point favorite.
It's gonna be back in Denver, ain't it?
It's 207.5. 207.5 is the over-under. I'm going over, host. You know, they've been going under. You know, Miami's sort of stalled out on defense. They've been hard to crack 100 points the last couple games. So I'm going with Denver to go home, get that boost of energy, really put it on Miami, ending this series in the game. What this will be game 5.
Game 5 is Monday at 8:30.
Okay, yeah, at game 5. I'm looking for Denver to go ahead and put them out their misery, man. I think Denver gonna go out there. They're gonna open up the floodgates. You know, the role players were shooting good last night. And I look for them to shoot even better when they get home. You know, that's what really blew that game open last night was the role players. Aaron had a big game. Bruce Brown had a big game. And I just look for them to continue that hot shooting when they go home and finish the Miami Heat on a gallant effort by Jimmy and the G Leaguers. But there's a reason these guys were not drafted. I'm telling you, there's a reason. So I think they maximized, squeezed everything they could out of it. They're just not talented enough to handle it. I think Denver's just too big, too talented. No, it's no answer for Jokic. So I'm looking for this to be the old gentleman's suite coming Monday night.
You said 207.5.
207.5, and I'm going over. I'm going over.
Yeah, I'm definitely going over.
I'm gonna take the over. I'm gonna take the over in that.
Yeah,
that's it, host. That's all I got for. That's the only game we got on the slate tonight.
All right. Appreciate you, Streets.
Sports Streets News is brought to you by the Real to Sports Podcast.
All right, Street. I'm going over too, man. It's 9.5. Yeah. I got to go over. Yeah,
they're looking for it to be a blowout. 9.5 points.
I might get my 40 back.
Hey, host. I know by the time Game 5 happens, we won't be on the air yet. But some history could be made Monday night if Denver wins. The player's name is escaping the top of my brain right now, but if Denver wins, there's a player on that team who will become like only the 5th player in NBA history to win an NCAA national championship one year and then win an NBA championship the next year. I believe he'll be the first one to do it since Magic Johnson. So could be some history made. Yeah, I think so. The one from Kansas.
Yeah.
Who?
The kid Braun. They play for Denver. Little white
number
boy.
0? The white boy?
Yeah, that be jumping.
Number 0?
Yeah.
But he made so many mistakes. Ooh.
He balled out the game.
I knew that was gonna get host fired up because who'd he beat for that national championship last year, host?
Go ahead. Yeah, I ain't get with him, man. Get out of here.
Was it the Dukies they beat? Who they beat? No, it wasn't Dukies.
No, they beat UNC, man.
That's right.
Yeah, but he made too many mistakes. He really kind of cost. He let Vincent get off on him because he wasn't. That's when Miami was doing those switch offs. But anyway, I won't go into that. Your horn and your blower. Damn, your horn and your blower. Never bet on MPG. MBJ. I'm sorry, MPJ. Michael Porter.
Yeah, he was missing some bad shots last night from what I saw.
Terrible.
He started
I said
doing
last
better when he
game.
started
Stop
touching
shooting.
the basket.
There you go.
The basket. He did better like that.
But bro, he's 6'10".
Yeah.
Why are you shooting
Too
so
many
much?
damn threes.
Yeah, you're not Kevin Durant. Like, stop doing that. Oh.
Hey, Michael Porter Jr. He must have messed up his
no.
prize picks last night.
So what I mean by that is his last year in college, he won the national championship. So that was the 2022 national championship. He got drafted in the 2022 NBA draft. And then 2022, 2023 is his rookie season in the NBA. That's what I mean by that. Not like he just won it this year in 2023.
Yeah, that thing
okay.
that can confuse you. It can confuse
Yeah.
you. What you had said, Street?
He said never bet on Michael Porter Jr. That's because his prize picks was last. He played prize picks last night and he blew his prize picks up. Michael Porter Jr.
Oh man.
The prize picks, boy, that's a hell of a gamble.
Yeah.
You don't know who's gonna get off.
I forgot what I think they only had him for like 7.5. I think it was like 10 points or something like that. It was something. It wasn't tough.
How many did he score?
I don't know what he came up with last night.
Damn.
I'm on it.
He was on. I mean, he was on though. Like, but he gotta stop shooting, bro. He just gotta stop. Yeah, man.
Too many threes. They might have had him. He might have been betting on the 3-point shot. It's no telling, but he just
ain't no telling, man.
too many threes.
Street. I said, man, this dude.
He take tough threes too, man.
Yeah, yes. Thank you.
Fadeaways in the corner.
Yes. He take the toughest. You so big, and you take the toughest 3-pointers.
Yeah.
Why?
So Michael played 23 minutes. He went 4-10 from the field, 0 for 3 from 3.
Terrible.
He had 3 rebounds and 11 points.
Terrible for a 16.
Yeah, I think he bet on the 3-point shot for him. Yeah.
Terrible for a 16 power forward / small forward. That's terrible.
Yeah. Especially when you're playing against these little guards that Miami got out there.
There's nobody big on Miami except Bam Adebayo, who's what, 6'9", 6'8". Hey, come on.
Yeah. Not even close.
Not even close. It's terrible, man. He stopped shooting. I watched the game last night. I said, man, and like Street said, why are you taking these contested, dumb 3-point shots? Like, I don't understand it. I just don't get it.
He'll be dribbling. He'll just take a big old side step and just fade away with the 3. I'm like, yo, dude, that's a tough ass shot, man.
Yeah. I mean, come off the pick and roll, and it's just not clicking, huh?
But that's what happens when you grow up watching the host tear it up at the local park in Greensboro. I mean, he got inspired by the host. The host would knock him down, so he just wanted to be like his hero.
Fade away on you.
20 years ago.
Hey, he's still in your prime. I don't know what you're talking about, man.
Shit.
Yeah.
Man, I'll be sitting there with my hands on my knees. Hell no. Hell no. I'll be looking like the Tin Man going to work. Oh, goddamn. I gotta oil my joints up, boy. No, sir. No, sir. Michael Porter, stop shooting. Just stop. Please. Just stop.
Y'all think the series over?
Yeah, it's over.
Yeah, I predicted 5 games, so.
Yeah, it's over. Yeah, that's a wrap. Speaking of basketball, ooh, we got basketball on a Saturday. Basketball on a Saturday coming up right here and right now. All right, man, we got the hottest basketball news going on right now. And it is for my favorite point guard of all time. I'm talking about Winston-Salem, North Carolina, very own Chris Paul. Chris Paul. The Suns plan to part ways with Chris Paul. The 12-time All-Star could become an unrestricted free agent if waived in the offseason. The Phoenix Suns plan to waive veteran guard Chris Paul, according to the report from the Bleacher Report. Chris Haynes from the Bleacher Report. The Athletic reports that a trade could also be on the table, along with potentially waiving and resigning the 12-time All-Star this offseason. Paul, a 12-time All-Star and member of the NBA 75th anniversary team, averaged a career low 13.9 points last season to go along with 8.9 assists and 1.5 steals over 59 games. The 37-year-old guard has 2 seasons remaining on the 4-year deal he signed with Phoenix in 2021. The Suns finished the 2023 season, 22 and 23 season with a record of 45 and 37. They were eliminated by the Nuggets in the Western Conference semifinals. If Paul is waived and cleared waivers, then he will become an unrestricted free agent. Mr. President, what do you think? Chris Paul getting waived by Phoenix.
I the new ownership group that's in there has been doing a lot of crazy moves, so this is like kind of right on par with what they've been doing since they took over the team. But I think if you cut Chris Paul, you're making the wrong person in this situation the scapegoat. In my opinion, this is just me. They should have kept Monty Williams as head coach.
Yes.
Maybe restructure Chris Paul's contract, like similar to what we see guys in the NFL do all the time.
Yes.
Restructure his deal, give him Booker and Kevin Durant a full season to get it going. We know that Chris Paul is up there in age and struggles to stay healthy. I get it. It's part of the natural course of life. It happens to all of us. But I don't think you should give up on him right now, especially considering the chemistry he has with Devin Booker. Mm-hmm. So I think it'd be a bad move because in another situation, you're giving up a very valuable position in basketball for nothing by cutting him. There are a lot of teams out there that need a point guard, so why not hold on to him and try to make a trade with somebody so you at least get something back in return instead of letting him walk for free? If I was the GM in Phoenix, like I said, I'm restructuring Chris Paul's deal, and I'm calling up Mark Cuban in Dallas and seeing if we can work out a trade where I send out DeAndre Ayton over to them, give Luka Doncic some good help, and give DeAndre Ayton a fresh start. Get that number 9 pick from Dallas and try to draft a piece to help us win a championship in Phoenix. That's what I would personally do.
Yeah, hell yeah. Or you could even try to shoot for Tim Hardaway Jr. You need a shooter. Goddamn, getting that 9th pick, that would be big.
Yeah, but don't forget they also need defense. So
Hardaway need good defense. He's not that bad.
Yeah.
Not that bad at all.
That's just me.
Or no, because you hitting on something. What up, Q dog?
What's happening?
What's up, Q? Q is in the building, coming to you from the Real to Sports group, watching us live, man. Q dog. Don't worry about it, ladies. Q Dog will be on next Saturday. He will be in the building. He will be in the building. That's perfect. We need Ayton. Oh, Dallas fan. Must be a Dallas Maverick fan. But that Mark, I think you got something going there, bro. I think that would probably work. Or you can go for Christian Wood.
Yeah. I've just been hearing like some of the pundits on TV keep trying to put him in LA, like either with the Lakers or the Clippers. If I'm Chris Paul, I wouldn't want to go back to the Clippers, not because of necessarily my history there, but if I'm Chris Paul, I'm trying to win a championship. I can't trust on Kawhi Leonard and Paul George to be there for me to try to win a championship.
No.
And then a similar situation in LA, like if I go there, LeBron will give me 110% every night. I already know that. Absolutely. But can I count on Anthony Davis to be healthy for us like throughout the year and into the playoffs? So I think really the only place he can go is going to be Phoenix.
Okay.
Unless Philly can somehow get him, you know.
You got to be attractive, though. Again, you got to do something attractive to get Chris Paul. Okay. Streets.
Well, I sort of feel a little differently than Mark. You know what I mean?
I do, too.
First of all, I don't see nothing wrong with getting rid of Monty Williams. You know what I mean? I think it was time for Monty to go. You can't get embarrassed in playoff games like he did the last 2 years, getting blown off your own floor by 20, 25 plus points. You can't have it, man. I'm not going to have you come back another year and do it to me again. 2 years in a row is enough for me. He doesn't have a good relationship with the big man, you know what I mean, that we just gave a big deal to. And we all know you're going to get rid of the player, the coach before you do the player. You know what I mean? So
yes, it's a fact.
Me personally, I respect Chris Brown, what he's done. But right now it's just about economics, man, and about the production he's putting out. He's
absolutely
not meeting the production. This is, like you said, holds 13.9 career low points for him.
Yeah.
You only got $134 million cap coming up, you know. So
yeah.
You got to pay KD. You got to pay Book, and you got to pay Ayton. So me with the new coach Vogel coming in, which I think Vogel gets a bad rep. I like Vogel. You know what I mean? Right now he's a championship coach. He was always had Indiana ready to play when he was at coach of Indiana. He did a decent job at Orlando, but no one's really done anything at Orlando in years. So I mean, I think that with the new ownership in, new coach, I said you give Aiden up until the All-Star break to see can this new coach, light a fire on them. Or maybe sometime, have you ever had a class? I took a biology class and failed it miserably. Took the same class on the new instructor and blew it out the water. So sometimes it's the coach, it's the teacher sometimes, you know what I mean? So maybe just hearing something from another coach may light a fire under Ayton. Plus Vogel, man. Vogel's a good defensive coach. Everywhere he's been, his team has played good defense. So I don't think scoring is Phoenix' problem. They need a defensive coach. So I would waive Paul. I would, like I said, at the trade deadline, if Ayton ain't there, I'm trying to get off of Paul and Ayton contract, free up some cap space, and then go out there and get me a point guard, somebody like a Van Vliet, maybe Van Vliet floating around out there, or go get me a big man. I'm not sure what big man free agents is out there, but go get me a big man because I don't think offense will ever be their problem, not with KD and Book on your squad. They just need some wing defenders, and they need a serviceable big man that don't mind playing some defense down low. But they need somebody to bang with Yoke. It's almost like when Shaq was in the league, he had to go out there and start drafting these big men. You know what I mean?
There you go.
I think teams gonna have to start getting a big man on their squad to bang with Yoke, because Yoke is here to stay for a little while.
Yes, sir, he is.
Yeah.
He's getting ready
but
to run
Chris
that
now
West.
on his contract, but he can't hold up. He missed 23 games last year, and still got hurt in the playoffs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I mean, when do you start playing this brother? Do you wait? Do you hold him out the first half of the season and then start playing him at the All-Star break, hoping he can last through the playoffs? But he's 38 years old, man, and he's never been. He's always been a great defender in his career, but lately, he's just not there no more, man. Just the quickness isn't there like it used to be. So
Absolutely.
I say get off that contract. $30 million is a lot to give Chris Paul.
Mm-hmm. Damn, both. I agree with both of y'all. I mean, damn. I mean, Mark killed it with the Dallas thing. I wasn't even thinking about that. But I honestly think it's time for Chris Paul to get away from there. You need to go to a contender, and contender like Street said, the Clippers would not fit. No, it would not fit. I think you said that, Mark. One of y'all said that.
Yeah. A lot of the NBA pundits on TV have been trying to say that either the Lakers or the Clippers.
I could see the Lakers more than the Clippers because the Lakers, with LeBron and but I don't know, man.
They don't need him, though.
No. I don't think they got enough firepower. Chris Paul at that age need firepower around him, just like LeBron James need that firepower around him. I would say if I was Chris Paul's agent, I would really shop him in Boston for Marcus Smart or somebody like that. Like
I can see that.
Yeah, get him into a contender.
But I wonder how Chris' attitude will mess with those young boys. They say Chris can be a little abrasive. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I heard that too.
But maybe he's at that point in his career where he know that he's more like a coach on the court.
Yeah, you go. He's like Rondo, and Rondo was like that too. Rondo,
I think I like that one with the Celtics. I do think that. But you would hate to give up that, since Chris ain't gonna really play that much defense. I would hate to give him up for Marcus Smart. He's like the head of the snake defensively.
True.
I'll probably try to get off Brogdon. Maybe, because they're not really playing Brogdon as a starting point guard. They're not playing him as a starter.
And then it won't work with Phoenix because your backup is Cam Payne, and Cam Payne is not that guy that's going to. Chris Paul at 37, 38 years old, so we know his minutes is going to be slowing down. So you need somebody that's going to come in and come on in here and because Chris Paul. I mean, the more we see LeBron James, I mean, the more the older you get, the less your minutes get. Boston is probably about if at this stage in his career, he's older now, and he's really searching for an NBA title. His best chance is to go to Boston, and I think Boston would do him some good playing with Jaylen Brown and Tatum. Now, only thing is that Boston has to have a hell of a backup because Paul is not going to be able to do what he did in New Orleans and the Clippers. He's not going to be able to do that no more.
But do you want Paul as a starter, or do you want him to be a backup on your squad?
I have to have him a backup on any team, any 2018 in the NBA. I don't think he needs to start anymore.
No.
No.
Yeah.
And I love Chris Paul. He's my favorite point guard of all time. I love Chris Paul. But, Father Time is undefeated.
Yeah, you're right about that.
It's undefeated. And it's slowing you down. And like Rondo, of course, he won the championship with the Celtics. And as you can see, the older Rondo got, he started going the team. In minutes, he wasn't starting no more. He was still vocal. But he wasn't Rondo back doing the fake behind the pass and behind the back passes and all that good stuff. Like, I mean, CP3 is just. He still got that beautiful jump shot. One of the best mid ranges in the league, but
yeah, he let him down in the series though, man.
Yeah, and also Chris Paul, his downfall is injuries. He can't stay healthy.
He really can't, man.
No, man, he just can't stay. You say 23 games he missed?
Yeah, only played 59 games last year.
Yeah, see, that's detrimental to Phoenix, man, because Phoenix got to keep up with Golden State and Denver and now Sacramento.
Yeah, exactly.
You got to keep up with these teams. 23 games is big. That's a lot of games, bro.
Yeah, and I wouldn't bring him to the Lakers because you already got Schroeder that handles the point. You got Austin Reeves that handle the point. Hell, LeBron that handle the point.
Yeah. Get too many.
And you don't need nobody old out there. LeBron already.
There you go. I agree with you. What you about to say, Mark?
You mentioned something I personally didn't even think of. I mean, could he be a good fit in Sacramento? The backup De'Aaron Fox, coming off the bench. You wouldn't really have to expect too much out of him. He'd be on a team that's looking like they're going to be in the mix for the playoffs for years to come.
They're going to play half-court ball with Chris Paul. They ain't going to play that up-tempo that they play.
Yeah, because can he keep
the game down?
Absolutely. Can he keep up with that pace?
Yeah.
Good fit.
Boys running out there.
You gotta, no, and Mark, don't get me wrong. Your mind is perfectly going in the right direction on that. I agree with the Kings because he bring that experience, but can he keep up?
True.
Because they pew the whole time. Like,
he need to go somewhere like New York and back up Brunson.
Can he go Golden State?
I keep hearing Golden State. I've heard them mentioned a couple of times, but Golden State going through a transitional period right now, so I don't know if that's going to be a stable enough situation to attract him.
And Golden State is going to mess up, and they're going to start him, and they're going to put Curry at the 2, Clay at the 3, Draymond 4, and Looney 5. I guarantee you,
Draymond might not even be back.
I think he'll break down playing for them boys. They move way too much for Chris Paul. Chris Paul need a team that run a lot of half court sets.
He can go Boston
like that.
Boston to Milwaukee.
Yeah, he needs a team that run a lot of half court sets.
Boston to Milwaukee.
So, a methodical game.
There you go.
Because
if he goes to Milwaukee,
it's not happening.
If he goes to Milwaukee, what, Mark?
If he goes to Milwaukee, I wonder if he'll get the same kind of heat that Kevin Durant got. You're gonna go to the team to beat you, to win the championship.
I don't think so, because he's so much older than Durant was when he did it.
Yeah, Chris Paul did it.
40.
He done did it also, won an MVP in a championship.
Durant did that shit in his prime. After the team.
Exactly.
To me, it's the only thing that make it so bad with Durant is he just went to the team that just beat him. That's the only thing that really I'm just like, yo, who does that? Like, we at the park and we balling, this team whoop us. We gonna get some get back. We ain't gonna.
That's what Dennis Rodman did, Benny.
Who?
He went from Detroit to Chicago after Chicago beat him.
Well, he went to San Antonio first.
He
was in San Antonio first. Mm-hmm. Then he went to Chicago. But Chicago they rolled the dice on him.
But it ain't like he ain't whooped Chicago before, though. You know what I mean?
Facts, because he did. But Chicago, but Phil Jackson in Chicago was more mature. So when Rodman came, he matured. He wasn't wilding out like he normally was. He was at his best.
And Jay won't
when he was
in
Chicago. Yeah, he was at his best with Chicago because he played with Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, and the system Phil Jackson had. But more mature type team. Man, Chris Paul, goddamn. Just one guy in the NBA that you want so bad to win that title, and it's Chris Paul, man. It's like, good Lord, man. he gets so close.
He's chasing it.
Yeah, he's chasing, man. He gets so close. I think the closest he went was with the Clippers, Western Conference.
Nah, Phoenix.
Phoenix, I'm sorry.
When he lit Phoenix in the finals, yeah.
Yeah, 2019. He lost to Milwaukee. Yeah, that's the closest.
Yeah, right.
Damn. And I was like, oh my God. And I was going for Phoenix. I'm a
Yeah.
y'all know I like Middleton. Middleton is my guy, like Cash.
Yeah.
But man, I was going for Phoenix because I wanted Chris Paul. A guy like Chris Paul, man. Chris Paul's a good guy. Like he's a good guy. I mean, he's like president of the player league in the NBA. Man, he just did great things in the community over in Winston-Salem. He got basketball camps and he
high
kids
basketball camp.
high.
I tried to
Yeah,
send my
but-
nephew there. I said, shit.
Hell yeah.
But host,
Yes, sir.
like I hate to keep going back to that quote, man, but it's like Ken Carter said, just because you deserve the championship don't mean they're gonna hand it to you.
They're gonna hand it to you. You right about that, brother.
You ain't
You
lying
right
about
about that. You ain't lying, man. But my thing went out. That camp, like he does things in the community. Like Street said, that high camp high as hell. Yeah,
How much that camp run?
It's like it's like $150.
Yeah.
$150.
Like 150 or 1,050?
No.
Oh hell no. $150. This ain't Beverly Hills.
Okay.
It's Winston-Salem we talking about here. But yeah, it's like $150, $200 for your kid.
Yeah.
And then I remember back in I want to say this is 2014, 2015. He was in an open run over at Wake Forest. It was an open gym, and he was playing. You couldn't get in.
Yeah.
You couldn't get in, bro. Like Chris Paul was playing a pickup game, but you couldn't get in. It was packed. It's insane. But anyway, I mean, he's a legend to me.
Yeah.
He's my personal favorite point guard of all time. Now I'm not disrespecting Isaiah Thomas and those guys of that nature. No. But just me personally, Chris Paul is my favorite point guard of all time. And he's a leader. That's the thing about Chris Paul. He's a leader. And man, goddamn, if he stay with the Suns, I just really hope the Suns build around him, or at least give him some help. I mean, he got Durant and he got Booker, but those two guys got to get on board too. DeAndre Ayton, and I think everybody's just had it with him. So
Yeah.
I could see him going to Dallas, Mark. I think you got something going on there. And maybe trade him for Christian Wood. Because they need a big.
Yeah, I mean, if they trade him to Dallas for that number 9 pick, you can either try to take a big man, at number 9, or see what's out there in free agency. I mean, Kristaps is about to be a free agent from what I've seen, so that's an option.
He buried in Washington. Buried.
I'm so curious to see what Washington gonna do next week during the NBA draft. Is something real. I'm more excited for Washington than I am for my own number 2 pick.
Absolutely. I feel you. We'll see what the Wizards can do. The Wizards need to make some moves. They've been very, 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 very quiet. Very, very quiet.
Kuzma's a free agent. Porzingis is a free agent. Bradley Beal got a huge cap hit, but a no trade clause. So
yeah. Oh yeah,
they ain't going
nowhere. Bradley Beal is definitely not going anywhere.
But you gonna pay that man that much money to lose?
I mean, he actually chose to be there. You don't want to go nowhere.
Yeah.
Like I said, they've been quiet. I mean, the Wizards always been a quiet team. So I mean, but they need to be making a little bit of noise. Or if not, you're gonna be still down at the bottom in the Eastern Conference. Better come up while you got a chance. So CP3, man, goddamn, man. If you're watching this, man, you my favorite point guard, bro. I swear you are. I hope you can grab that Larry O'Brien one day. Even if you got to pull a Udonis Haslem, do what you got to do. Do what you got to do. All right, man. We're gonna jump over into football news right here, right now. Look at that guy. Whatever. All right, man. In the NFL, got 2 good ones for you guys today. NFL, man. We're gonna talk about Cleveland Browns quarterback, Mr. Deshaun Watson. He's on entering his 2nd season with the Browns. And he said this, and I quote, "I'm pretty far ahead of where I was last year. The Cleveland Browns are counting on Deshaun Watson returning to Pro Bowl form in year 2 on the shores of Lake Erie. Watson played in 6 games the past 2 seasons. And after sitting out the 2021 campaign, he served an 11-game suspension for violating the league's personal conduct policy for sexual misconduct after 24 women accused him of inappropriate behavior during massage therapy sessions. Upon returning to the field last season, Watson looked like a player who'd been off the gridiron for 700 days. His play was disjointed and processing a tick slow, and the offense never looked entirely comfortable. The Browns are banking on those issues being in the past. And he said this, I'll quote again, "I'm pretty far ahead of where I was last year." Watson said last Wednesday, last year was, as far as football being on the field, just running a new system, trying to adapt to different teammates and different players and how guys run routes, how Kevin Stefanski calls the plays, and just being able to process the game at a speed I know. Being a year in and being able to talk to Kevin and the offensive coordinator, Andy Van Pelt, about what we want to do and being confident about it. It allows me to play a little bit faster when I'm on the field. Streets, Cleveland Browns. Now, this is Deshaun Watson. He's coming back. Now, this is a full season. This is going to be a full season. Do you think he will be back to Pro Bowl form, Deshaun Watson, that we know from the Houston Texans, to bring a pretty decent, misguided to me, Cleveland Browns team?
Man, it's been a while since I seen Deshaun play some meaningful football. Let's just say that. He's been basically out of the game for seemed like about 3 years now.
Yeah, it seems.
Been out for a while. I look at his receivers first. That'll tell me, if I think he can. He got Amari Cooper. I'm not the biggest Amari fan, even though he was down there in Big D. I don't think his fire burned hot enough for me. You know what I mean? I like Elijah Moore. Marquise.
They did just get Elijah Moore. Offense adding pieces to their defensive. A couple pieces added to their defensive front. They did.
They got Marquise Goodwin.
Yeah.
So I think he can definitely play better than what he played at the end of last year. He only threw for 58%, only 1,100 yards.
Yeah.
He had 7 touchdowns, but 5 interceptions. So
5 interceptions. Yeah.
I look for him to play better, definitely. I just don't know about Cleveland, man. I'm just not the biggest. Just like Cleveland place where quarterbacks go to.
Oh, absolutely.
Go to die. You know what I mean?
I feel you.
I'm hoping that's not the case for Deshaun. When we last seen him play back a full season, he balled out. So I'm hoping he can, regain some of that. But I'm just not sold. I gotta see it, man. It's been so long, man. I need to see it from Deshaun, And then his receivers, we can see this receiving core. It doesn't strike no fear in my DBs. You know what I'm saying? It don't strike no fear in the boys down there in Big D. But we'll see, man. Maybe they're solid receivers for their division. But I'm on the show and prove thing with Deshaun. I'm on the show and prove thing with Deshaun.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Mr. President.
Oh man, I partially agree with Street, but my concern with this situation isn't necessarily with Deshaun, but more so in other areas on that Cleveland Browns team. I'm willing to give Deshaun the benefit of the doubt in the sense of, like Street touched on, he hasn't really played a full season since 2020, the COVID year. And the last time we did see him play a full season, I can't remember if it was the divisional round or the AFC Championship, but he gave that team with a good barbecue all they could handle, and brought that game down to the wire. But in his defense, when the whole off the field situation was going on with his suspension, I believe he couldn't even be around the team. He couldn't even be team facilities or nothing. So you away from the team, not able to talk to your coach, not able to be in the film room, interacting with your guys. And any team in the NFL, like you replace quarterback mid-season, it's going to be a little bit of a rough transition. So I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt in those regards. But my more so concern with Cleveland finding success this year is like, well, you let go of Kareem Hunt. Jadeveon Clowney's not coming back. So who's going to be the number 2?
They don't know about Greedy Williams. They don't
Yeah.
know.
So who's going to be that number 2 running back to go along with Nick Chubb? Because I think if you try to put as talented as Nick Chubb is, I think if you try to put the full workload on his shoulders alone, it ain't going to last all that long. And then on the defensive side of the ball, you kind of need a running mate for Myles Garrett, because without Clowney on the other end, teams going to start double teaming Garrett. He ain't going to be able to get home and be as productive as we know that he can be. And then also I'm looking at it like this might be a make or break year for Kevin Stefanski as well. You know, he's been there a couple of years, had some up and down results with the team. So I'm kind of curious, like, you know, if Cleveland has a disappointing season this year, what is ownership going to do with Kevin Stefanski? Is he going to be brought back? And then if they have to go get a new coach, you know how that goes. You know, they're gonna rebuild, they're gonna keep Deshaun and all that good stuff. But yeah, I'm not so much worried about Deshaun. It has been a while, but there are reasons for it. So like I said, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm just more so concerned with like what Cleveland has around him to try to combat this season, because we know from having Deuce and Drew to the Game on the show, you know, the AFC North ain't no joke. You know what I mean? Like every team in that division got a point to prove this year. They all are very, very talented all the way across the board. So Cleveland, if there is a lame duck in the division right now, it's looking like it might be Cleveland, but who knows? So see what they do.
Definitely lame duck. And speaking of Drew to the Game, he is here.
What's going on, Drew?
Drew to the Game. Drew to the Game is in the building.
Dog.
Says Watson takes the saying "you feel me" to another level. I guess I think Watson returns to form. They got a sneaky team, quality players. I'm gonna get to that. Drew to the Game. Gertrude Jones.
Another Jones.
That's mom.
What's going on?
Oh, that's your mom's?
Yeah.
How you doing, Mama Street?
Mama Street is in the building.
Is she the reason is she the person we need to blame for your Cowboys fanhood?
That's exactly who you need to blame. Gertie indoctrinated me at a young age to be a Cowboy fan.
I bet she was a huge Drew Pearson fan back in the day.
Yeah, Tony Dorsett.
Man. Well, Mama Street, you raised a good man. You got a good man. You got a good son there, man. Shout out to Mama Street. But,
yes, sir.
The Cleveland Browns, man. Let me tell you something. Oh boy, the Cleveland Browns, and I agree with you, Mark. I don't think with the Stefanskis, it is a make or break. But man, they cannot afford another rebuild. They cannot. Not with a division like that. They cannot afford it, because right now, Street and Mark, you got let's keep this thing real here. You got Cincinnati, Baltimore, Pittsburgh, Cleveland. Cleveland is going to stay at the bottom. They cannot. That's why I say they cannot afford another rebuild. They have to stay relevant in that division, which is one of the toughest divisions in the league. And Deshaun, he's going to have to put it all on the line. First of all, he got a lot to prove from coming off that 11-game suspension. He got a lot to prove, because right now, if anybody say Deshaun Watson, they're going to think about what he's done. Mm-hmm. And in order to erase that thought out of their head, he's going to have to come out with a pretty decent Cleveland Brown team, because he got weapons. He got Amari. He just got picked up Elijah Moore. He got Marquise Goodwin. Only thing about it, shouldn't got rid of Kareem Hunt, but he still got Nick Chubb. Okay, so I mean,
still got Njoku too.
Still got Njoku. So that's a tight end.
Yeah, they should have a nice offense.
Yeah, they got a nice offense. That's what I'm saying. They should in the division. They could go over Pittsburgh, because they're a little bit more talented than Pittsburgh.
Yeah. I would say that if Deshaun is playing like his normal self, like 3 years ago, I would say he'll be one of the top quarterbacks in that division.
Yes, sir.
Be right there with them boys.
Cleveland will be that'll bring Cleveland out of the basement just a little bit. I'm not gonna say a whole lot, but it'll bring them out just a little bit to the point that they'll be a wild card team.
Yeah, because
I don't think they're gonna get their division.
Yeah, I trust him over Pickett for damn sure.
Oh yeah. I mean, Deshaun got, even though he did that, whatever he did, he still got the respect for what he did with Houston. You know, he still got that. I mean, and he was a winner at Clemson. He was a winner.
Yeah.
So I mean, but he got a lot to prove this year. Because if he go down, man, it's just gonna be curtains for the Browns again. What up, Philly G? What up? What
What's
up? What
going
up
on?
with it?
Philly
What up
G.
with it? Philly G. But if man, Cleveland is so talented. They got weapons. They got weapons for Deshaun. They cleared the way. They gave Deshaun a lot of money. They gave him a lot of money, so he's gonna have to bring it this year. If not, he's just gonna get drifted away in the AFC North. He's gonna get drifted away, bro. I'm telling you. So
You mentioned something interesting,
Okay.
host.
I did.
Yeah, you did something that kind of piqued my interest a little bit. I had to go look it up real quick.
Talk to me.
If Deshaun were to go down, God forbid, say Deshaun goes down,
Okay.
they got rid of I'm a man from NC State. Why is his name escaping my brain right now? Jesus, I can see they got rid of Jacoby Brissett. They just got rid of him.
Sorry.
So if Deshaun were to go down, they backups right now are Joshua Dobbs, Dorian Thompson Robinson from UCLA, here rookie, and Kellen Mond, who's been in the league for a little bit out of Texas A&M. Yeah, so and a whole lot of experience. I guess Joshua can hold it down a little bit, but they better hope
Josh Dobbs is a good backup. He's a good backup. He just needs some work. But Josh Dobbs is okay to me because I think with the Titans, he just didn't have nothing to work with, and that offensive line just was not holding him up. Jacksonville beat they beat him. I mean, it was a close game, but I mean Jacksonville wiped the floor. Yeah, bro, it's Dobbs. You going against Jacksonville, who had a pretty decent defense. So, but he held his own. But
he had no practice before that, really, man.
Thank you.
To the Wolves.
He wasn't even prepared. He wasn't even prepared. They just threw him to the Wolves, bro. But I think with a little bit of work, Dobbs will be. It'll be good for Cleveland.
It'll be a decent backup.
Yeah, it will be. It will be. What up, Rock?
What's happening?
What up? Heel Mark.
What up, T-Rock?
Yeah, man. I think Cleveland got something special if Deshaun could be special.
Yeah.
It's sad to say when your team's success is hanging on your quarterback, Raiders, hanging on your quarterback. So I mean that's been the story of the Browns since 1999, though. That's a fact. That is a fact. Baker Mayfield played great, and they went 11-5. See what I'm saying? They went 11-5. He played good that year. So
Thank you,
went 11-5. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Finally, I get some validation. Finally,
he played good that year, and they went 11-5. And so it's gonna have to go on Deshaun. Cleveland Brown, Dog Pound. They're not gonna bark unless Deshaun starts the barking. Because he got to play Pittsburgh twice, he got to play Baltimore twice, and he got to play Cincinnati twice. And we all know that Cincinnati Bengals is the dog of the AFC North. They're the dogs. So you got to beat one of those teams twice.
So if worst case scenario, right? They do have a disappointing season. Mm-hmm. Stefanski is given the boot. Mm-hmm. Do you think the new coach will want to keep Deshaun, or if Deshaun is like go? Do you think somebody else picks him up?
Well, they got to keep him because they gave him what, $238 million. They got to keep him.
His cap space, his cap hit is fully guaranteed this year.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, I mean, he's still an All-Pro quarterback. I wouldn't get rid of him just because he did that. No. What you do is you just go back in. I mean, you got the weapons. You just give him another chance. Again, look what he's playing. He's playing in a tough division. I'm not saying he's set up for failure, but man, goddamn, when you're trying to climb out of a grave, the Cleveland Browns, you're trying to climb out of the grave, it's like you ain't got nothing to hold on to. And you got Cincinnati and you got Baltimore sitting right there at the top of the grave looking down at you. Yeah, it's just a tough hill to climb, bro.
For the record, to all the Cleveland Browns fans listening to this show, You ain't got nobody to be mad at but yourselves. Y'all did this to yourselves. You shouldn't have done Baker like that, man.
Yeah.
But I digress.
They were smart.
Oh, man, that was crazy. Philly G said Dawes was always good back in the University of Tennessee. He was.
Man,
Smart dude, man.
You ain't never lied, Philly G. Tennessee versus OU 2015. I'll never forget that game. That was a damn good game.
Yeah, I like Josh Dawes, man. He's a smart guy off the field, too. Like
he's a rocket scientist.
Rocket scientist, yeah. He's a very smart guy, man. Holy hell. Like, what are you doing playing football? You kidding me? You make twice as much money as a rocket scientist. But, hey, he loved the game. So,
yeah.
You know, goddamn. All right, man. So, last but not least, man, we are on into the more NFL. Mark Tennessee versus, I think, Georgia.
That was another good one.
Game winning Hail Mary. Yeah, I remember that shit. Yeah. Good point, Philly G. Good point. Last but not least, man, one of the hottest news is going on in the NFL. Oh man, Dalvin Cook released by the Vikings this year. Well, was it this week? Yeah, I got it
yesterday. It was official yesterday.
Yesterday, okay. So after 6 seasons in Minnesota, star running back Dalvin Cook is leaving the Vikings. It's not for a lack of production. The Pro Bowler has topped 1,100 rushing yards in 4 straight seasons, but rather a steep price tag, with the team saving at least $9 million in 2023 by parting ways with the fan favorite. Now the question is, are the Vikings right to move on? Are they right to move on? Here's an instant overview of the pros and the cons of cutting lies with Cook, as well as our verdict on the decision. The pros and cons of Cook is the pros? The pros is Cook is undeniably one of the NFL's most explosive pure runners. He also going on 28 years old and almost 1,300 carries on a wear and tear at one of the most replaceable positions in the game. Not only but this 2020 contract extension would have made him in the third highest among all running backs going into this year, do more than $14 million annually through 2024-25. It's very expensive. And the cons of it is, for one, the Vikings offense is almost certain to be less explosive without him. Whatever his faults, Cook consistently been one of the league's fastest and most fluid ball carriers when healthy. Madison, his successor, has been just fine in limited work over 4 seasons, but he's averaged fewer than 4 yards per carry in back-to-back years, proving to be more of a straightforward, tough yardage back. Opposing teams simply will not fear the backfield as much as they did, enabling them to redirect more focus on Cousins, Jefferson, and the aerial attack. All right, Street, Vikings. They're getting rid of Dalvin Cook. For what, I don't know. I think it's a bad decision, but I think they got no choice. They kind of like they back against the wall because they just saved $9 million. So what do you think about Dalvin Cook being cut by the Minnesota Vikings?
Well, like I say, his production hasn't dropped off, and he's been right there at 1,100 yards for the past few years. He had 10 touchdowns last year, 8 rushing, 2 receiving. I like Dalvin Cook. You know what I mean? I like him. I think he's explosive. He's not as consistent as I would like him to be, especially when hate to say this, Mark, especially when we play our boys. You know what I mean? We sort of shut him down. But I like Dalvin. Shifty back, explosive, catch out the backfield.
Absolutely.
I really like him. I even liked him when he was in college. So
me too.
I think you need to get to a team like I think Cincinnati might have drafted a running back, but somewhere like Cincinnati,
could see that.
Maybe even Green Bay. Green Bay can use a little.
Aaron Jones.
They got a two-headed.
They got two-head. Yeah.
They really got two-headed monster. But I don't see him being a starting running back no more.
He can go to y'all. He'll be nice with y'all.
Yeah, he
That's what
could
I was
come
waiting
up.
on.
Yeah, I know, right?
I think him and Pollard sort of do the same thing, so it might be a
No.
little having both of them in there.
No.
Both of them can hit can hit that home run ball quick. His
True.
longest run last year was an 81-yard touchdown.
Facts.
Dalvin Cook was. So I do think that Pollard is more explosive than him at this point in his career. But Pollard is a little bit younger. But I like Dalvin Cook. I think that Minnesota, they just was a circumstance of the hard salary cap. They just can't keep him. So following him, I'll be looking for a even place like the Vikings. I mean, not the Vikings, but even a place like Kansas City, somewhere where I might have a chance to win me a Super Bowl. You know what I mean? Go get with a team like that. That's what I would do. I'm trying to get me a chip.
The Chiefs. Well,
the Chiefs. I can see him at the Chiefs coming out the backfield, swing passes. He'll be a handful.
Hey, Hunt, you better not do it. You better not do it.
Go out to y'all Raiders. Y'all got Josh Jacobs though.
Nah, we don't need him. Damn, Dalvin Cook, man. One of my favorite running backs. I mean, the guy, like Street said, man, the guy just he just explosive on explosive backs, man. Wow. Go ahead, Mr. President.
Oh man, this is oddly enough, it feels like deja vu for me because I remember when they were in the exact same situation with Adrian Peterson, and they had to let him go for salary cap reasons, and they replaced him with Matt Asiata, who was a much cheaper option, but wasn't nearly as productive as AP was.
Facts.
But that's kind of like the way the running backs kind of go nowadays, from what it seems. What I would personally like to see happen is one of two things: either Buffalo gives him a call, see if they can get a family discount. Like he's not going to make as much money, but you get to play with your little brother. So I think that would be kind of a good pitching point for him. Going to a contender and could easily, like Street said, win a championship. So I would look at that. But also one other thing I would look at would kind of be like, to tie it into the last segment, a swap, like Kareem Hunt go to Minnesota, let Dalvin go to Cleveland. Both offenses get to retain that level of productivity that they're accustomed to, and both kind of fit the bill for what the team needs. So I'm looking at one of those two situations if I'm Dalvin. But I know he has been attached to Miami lately. He's from South Florida. He went to high school there and everything.
See what Mike McDaniel said?
Yeah. Yeah.
Go ahead.
So Mike McDaniels couldn't say too much because before players officially released, they could look at that as tampering.
But he was mad as hell because it's like, wait a minute, y'all know I can't talk about this. Why would y'all even ask me this? It's like they're trying to set his ass up. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the last thing Miami needs is 2 back-to-back years of tampering charges on them because they lost their first-round pick this year because of that. So, I think if I'm Dalvin, I'm looking Miami, hometown, Buffalo to go play with my brother, or I would even consider, I don't know if he's still in the live chat right now or not. I would also consider Philadelphia as well. You go up there, play with Jalen Hurts and. Go up there and play with Lane Johnson and Jalen Hurts, and not to mention their bevy of wide receivers. Like ain't everybody gonna be able to get double teamed, and there's gonna be a lot of opportunities for Dalvin Cook to go off and make a huge impact on the game. So those are the places I'd be looking at.
Yeah, absolutely. Hell yeah, absolutely. Eagles would be a good fit for him. It'll be good for him. I think the Eagles definitely need a running back like him because the Eagles always get small running backs. Darren Sproles, Boston Scott. Like they get those little small running backs, but Dalvin Cook will be definitely a good fit for him. It'll be kind of like he runs hard, but he's fast. Kind of like when they had
Westbrook
with the dreads.
Jay Ajayi.
There you go, Ajayi. Yeah, a little bit, but faster. And like Street said, I mean, Cook went 81 yards on a run from scrimmage. He went 81 yards for a touchdown. I mean, I don't know what running back doing that nowadays. It's crazy. They barely getting 20. He was 81. Pew, out of here. So what up, Miss Stephanie Jones-Taylor?
What's going on?
Stephanie Jones-Taylor's in the building. What is happening? What is happening, girl? The Panthers What?
Hey, they didn't name Bryce Young. They starting QB.
Bryce Young. The Panthers. I can't talk on him yet. I can't talk on him. I got to see him. Yes,
Host.
sir. I'm here, Mark.
Now that I think about it, I wonder.
Yes, sir.
Like, and I wish Q Dog was here for this. I wonder how much of the decision to cut Dalvin Cook is in relation to what's coming up next year. Because next year, old number 18 is due for that new contract. So I wonder
think that's
if
what they might be gearing up for that, Mark.
I think that's what I'm thinking too. Like if it came down to Jefferson or Cook, I guess I'll go and take Jefferson in that case. But
yeah, you have to pay.
What's the Devon? You said that again, Mark?
If I'm not mistaken, going off of the timeline of that draft, next year is when Justin Jefferson next offseason is when he's eligible for that big extension, unless they want to give him that 5th-year option. So I'm guessing one of the reasons why they might have cut Dalvin Cook wasn't necessarily because they wanted to, but because they had to create cap space for
absolutely
JJ to get his new deal.
Yeah.
Coming down the pipeline. Yeah.
Coming. You have to pay Justin Jefferson. I mean, this guy. He's your dog. And I mean, the guy won the Offensive Player of the Year award. I mean, it's big. It's big. So I mean, maybe they trying to save money for that. But I mean, because anybody, I know you guys would, because you guys got great NFL minds. You guys would trade Dalvin Cook over Justin Jefferson. Are you kidding me? It's a no-brainer.
You hate to lose a good player, but like you said in the lead up to this, it's much easier to replace a running back than it is a star wide receiver.
Absolutely. He got. I mean, but Dalvin could actually play for the Vikings, but he just not lowering his price. And at this point, I think he should, because year before last he was hurt for a minute, and I mean, he of course he still stayed with his numbers, still staying up there. But I mean, come on, man. You got a possibility of going. You went from number 1 guy. You can actually go number 2. Like running backs is just not. I mean, they put the pasture in like 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
So I mean, but he's sticking to his guns. They got rid of him. So I mean, somebody will pick up that tab. Yes, sir.
It's going to be interesting because I feel like he's going to be like a domino effect. Once he goes off the board, Dalvin Cook will go off the board, Zeke Elliott will go off, and so will the rest of them. I think everybody kind of waiting on him.
Yeah, Zeke. What's going on with Zeke? Like, man, nobody picked him up. I'll pick up Zeke Elliott. You kidding me? I mean, Zeke can still go. I mean,
I would gladly take him.
Hell yeah!
If for no other reason. For no other reason, we got Jimmy G at quarterback. One of the things that Zeke does incredibly well is pass protect. So,
true.
If for no other reason, I take him for that.
Yep.
True. You just ain't Cook and shine in Tampa. They don't have a feature back. Keep him out of the AFC. You don't want to come up there. You don't want to come up there though. But Tampa wouldn't work. Tampa, nah. He need to go with somebody with a well-established offensive line. Established. Yeah. The Vikings they didn't have an offensive line like that. But he need to go somewhere. I would say Philly. Philly right now for the past 2 years, they've been picking up nothing but star players. And their GM has been sparing no expense on getting them. So why not get Dalvin Cook? He's pricey as shit. He won $14 million. Holy hell, that's a lot, man, for a running back. God damn, like he can't go down to 11. But I'm not Jerry Maguire, so.
If you want to pay him the money, and you also want to motivate him, you can always convert the money that he wants into like incentives. Yeah, make it incentive based. But I don't know what Philly's cap situation is looking like now that they didn't re-sign Jalen to that.
Do they even have a goddamn cap the way they be picking up people? Jesus Christ! I said, "Damn, man, look at that! Look what they got, bro! Jesus! I mean, Philly stay picking up cats. They stay. I mean, good Lord, man! Every time I turn around, here comes a star going to Philly,
Yeah,
you
I remember they got 90 awesome walk. That worked out pretty well for them.
That started. AJ Brown. I'm like, whoa. They started putting rabbits out their hats there, man. I said, well, It is what it is. It paid off for them. It took them all the way to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah, Price. We good on cap. We good on cap for the next week. I believe that, Philly G. I don't know where they getting this money from. We just started investigating. See what's going on with Philly Street. It might be doing something over there on your Cowboy. They might be doing some shady stuff over there in the CEs, bro.
They probably are.
Oh Lord. World War East all over again.
Oh man, I'm telling you, man. All right, man. We are at the end. We're at the end of this thing, man. You know, that's our show for the day, man. And we want to thank you for watching another episode of the Sports Talk Show, man. Remember, please remember, hit that thumbs up for us. You see going across the screen, man. Check out our website and follow us on Twitter. Man. I will be putting up some stuff tonight, probably. Again, hit that thumbs up for us, man. It helps out the channel a whole lot and the podcast tremendously. We read it tremendously. You don't understand how much we need it, man. So, and again, I want to thank all 2,340 subscribers, man. Thank you. And you new subscribers, man, thank you so much for subscribing to the Sports Podcast, man. Thank you so much. You will not be, I guarantee you will not be disappointed. Guarantee you that. Also, man, turn on that bell for all notifications. You know why? Because you belong right here with us on the Real Sports Podcast, man. You belong right here. All right, man. Again, Street. We got Streets. Take us out, Street.
Peace, people, man. Appreciate y'all sitting here with us today on y'all Saturday afternoon. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you took your little time and stay here with us. We really, really appreciate it. Hit the thumbs up, subscribe, and if you, let's go get this fish tomorrow, host.
Yes, sir. Let's go, baby. I'm ready. I'm ready, boy. I can't wait. I'm gonna sleep one night over. Yeah, I dreamed about that carp too, bro. I was like, man.
Yeah,
I dreamed I caught that joker. I had one of the Moby Dick dreams, bro.
Oh Lord.
yeah. I caught that carp, but we seen a carp in the water. He was orange. Big carp too, but he jumped out of the water and everything, bro. I got something for him in the morning.
Yes,
I'm going to knock on his door. I'm going to knock on his door, man. I'm going to knock on his door.
Bring it home, host.
Oh, yes, sir. Oh, yeah, y'all do, Philly G. Y'all do. Miss Jones. Oh, no. You hold it down, too, sister. Thank you. Thank you for all
I just got one request.
Yes, sir.
Whatever y'all catch tomorrow, I'm gonna need Self Wall Street to go ahead and fry it up, make me some fish tacos.
Let's get it, baby. Let's go.
Fish fry, invite y'all fellas over.
Yes, sir. Fish sandwiches for everybody.
Bro, I'll bring the grease, man. Just hook me up with a fish taco.
And the cornmeal, baby. And the french fries. And the hush puppies. Let's go.
Do it right.
Yeah, right. Do it right, baby. Do it right. No doubt, man. Oh man, I want to take time out, man, real quick. I want to take time out really quick, man, to say happy birthday to my wife. Today is my wife's birthday. My wife, it's her birthday. So
happy birthday.
On behalf of myself and the podcast panel, man, we want to say happy birthday to my wife. Today,
real talk.
It's her birthday, man. So I got to slide out of here and get all cleaned up and washed up and take out to dinner. Yeah,
get them dollar bills right.
Yeah, boy, if it's expensive money I don't
have. on behalf of the fellows of the show, we can't thank Mrs. Host enough for all of her contributions to the show. I don't think we would have a Real Sports Podcast if it weren't for her and the sacrifices she made to support us. So we definitely thank you, Mrs. Host, and we hope you have a wonderful birthday and many more to come.
Yeah, that's a fact.
I concur, Mark.
Yeah, that's a fact, man. Man, one thing about my wife, man, she when it's time for the show, boy, I mean, y'all don't hardly ever hear. She don't bother me. She always support what I do, and she support you guys too. And she's a big fan of you guys. and she enjoyed the show as well. But again, man, shout out to my wife. Today is her 61st birthday. And
don't get beat up, hoes.
This is her 61st. She ain't here right now, but again, man, shout out to her and happy birthday to my wife, man. So, and also, man, I know somebody in the live chat. Add me to the list. Add me to the list. Happy birthday, Miss O. No doubt, man. Appreciate you, Philly G. Philly G, man. Appreciate the good kind words, Mark and Street, man. I know she's gonna appreciate it. Also, man, come check. All right, so check out. Also, shout out. No, I'm sorry, I said check out. Sorry. Shout out to Q Dog. Shout out to Q Dog and Deuce and Rockstar Rock, man. Shout out to them. Shout out to the podcast panel. Even Philly G and GC, man. Shout out to my staff, man. But shout out to Q Dog and Deuce and Rockstar Rock, man. It is graduation week for a lot of people, and that is the reason why some of the guys is not here today. Rock had to work, but Q and I believe Deuce had something to do with graduation. But it is graduation week, and we want to say congratulations to all graduates, man, for 2023, man. Continue to work hard and exceed to the next level. Keep working hard, man. Keep working hard for that goal, man. But congratulations to all graduates out here. All graduates, man. So come on back Tuesday night, man. We are going to be back into the NBA world as we will talk about the 2023 NBA Finals between the Miami Heat and Denver Nuggets. Man. We will talk about Monday's game, and probably, if everybody's saying it'll be a closeout game. So we will see, man. So come join us in the live chat. And again, man, we are the only podcast that interacts with the live chat because your opinion counts to us. So Tuesday, 7 p.m. live from YouTube, man. We got sports to talk about, and we'll see you there. And on my behalf, man, on behalf of me, again, happy birthday to my wife. And we got Streets.
Peace.
My fishing partner. We ready, baby. And Mr. President, Cal Ripken himself. He's here once again. And again, man, I appreciate real quick. I appreciate these guys, man. Their faithfulness, man. I appreciate it, man. These guys right here for making this show today. Again, man, appreciate them. And we will see you guys Tuesday, 7 p.m. Be safe and stay safe. We're the Sports Podcast. We out.